Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Sanda 1108 homage to Cartier Tank. Let's start off the wrist check. I'm wearing an Addy's Dive AD 2023-1QZ homage to a Rolex Explorer. And Greg was wearing my Cadison C8209 homage to a Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. The armorer showed Grogu how to make cottage cheese from bantha milk. She pointed at the blue clumps and said, "These are the curds." Then she pointed at the liquid and said, "This is the whey." Alright, let's take a look at the watch. The watch did not come in the box. This is a sub $20 watch, and sub $20 watches usually don't, although some do, but the Sanda did not. Cartier watches are now the second most popular Swiss luxury watch brand, edging past Omega last year, but still well behind Rolex. I've never been a fan of Cartier. Yes, I understand it has loads of history and heritage that rival most any luxury brand. It's just not my thing, and I wouldn't buy one if I could afford it. This $18 Sanda kind of shows my point, as it looks just like a $3,000 Cartier Quartz model. So for this review, I am not only reviewing the Sanda, I'm also reviewing the design of the Cartier. For example, if I criticize it for not having a second hand, that is a Cartier complaint, as Sanda is following their lead. The AliExpress ad markets this as a ladies' watch, but if you compare it to a real tank, it is similarly sized to the large size. Also, there's another AliExpress ad that promoted a his and hers model, and this is the men's watch of that set. The watch is 27.5 millimeters wide, 34.4 millimeters lug to lug. It's only 7.3 millimeters thick, has a 20 millimeter lug width, and weighs 36 grams on the supplied leather strap, so this is very light. If we look at the dial, it just says Sanda on it. No mention of quartz or water resistance or anything like that. You just get the basic 30 meters water resistance. And then we have the 1 through 12 in Roman numerals, which is just like a Cartier Tank. And then the chapter ring is inside of the numbers. And then the hands are very thin, and they are blue. I'm sure this is not really blued steel, considering the price. And there is no running second hand, which is the same thing as a Cartier Tank. A Quartz model does not have a running second hand either. The automatic has a running second hand, but this is an homage to the Quartz model. And there's also no date. The automatic has a date. The crown is a push-pull. You don't get screw down when you only have 30 meters. And I have no clue if a real Cartier has a screw down or not. Then the crown action is good. There's no loose minute hand jump when you go to set it. Of course, having no second hand, setting it is a little bit more awkward. Then it has this little fake jewel on the top. Then the crystal is just a flat mineral glass. And then the case is a chrome plated alloy. You don't get solid stainless steel at this price. Then we have the case back. Gives the Sanda name. Then it says stainless steel back, which is another tell that that is chrome plated alloy everywhere else. Then it says water resistant, which is, of course, means 30 meters. And then it gives the model number. And then, as you can see too, it is held down by 4 screws. It's not a snap-on. Then underneath the case back, I don't know what the movement is. I was not about to unscrew these tiny little screws to find out. And there's no second hand, of course. And I wonder if there's a ghost date. No, there's no ghost date either. So the first position moves the hands. Then we have a genuine leather strap. I know it's genuine leather because it says so. Of course, I've been lied to before by cheap Chinese homages. But I don't know, it feels like a good strap. Feels like real leather. I did notice too, though, there's a little bit of, some of the threading is white. So, yeah, you could probably easily fix this with a magic marker, but I didn't want to fix it because other than I couldn't show it to you. And then we have a deployment clasp, and this deployment clasp is kind of different. Instead of having holes in the strap that it latches onto, you fold the strap over. Unfortunately, though, it's pretty short, and I was barely able to set it for my 7.5-inch wrist. So if you have a bigger than a 7.5-inch wrist, you will have to get a different strap. And of course, there's no quick release. Also, when you go to close the clasp, it's kind of hard. And when you go to undo it, you got to really yank on it. So I really would have preferred a push button. But once again, it's better to have a deployment clasp than a buckle, regardless of how bad the clasp is. It's still better than a buckle. Here's the watch of my 7.5-inch wrist. Once again, I had barely enough strap to be able to wear it. And it's the size of a real large tank. I just think it's too small for me. They do make an extra large size, but only in automatic. Cartier is, not Sanda. There will be no trip to the loom room because there's no loom on this watch. What do I like about this watch? Well, they really nailed the look of the real thing. And it does come with a deployment clasp. And it does come with a genuine leather strap. What are my gripes and groans? The strap could be longer. The clasp can be difficult to operate. And there, I noticed a little bit of bad thread work on this strap. Do I recommend this watch? Well, if you want a homage to a Quartz Cartier Tank, then this watch nails it for under $20, so yes. However, if you're not into Cartier Tanks, then there is nothing about this watch that will change your mind. Personally, I don't like Cartier Tanks, and I don't think I would ever own one, so I don't recommend this watch for anyone that's not a fan of Cartier Tanks. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Sanda 1108, and I will be back with another review or unboxing. Actually, an unboxing. I just got something in the mail today. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.